Hey guys, g'day. Special live stream, I think. Pretty exciting actually tonight. Hey Ted, Stephen, Digger Up, g'day. Casual Steel, hello. Machine Insect, g'day. Aid, hello. Go Create, that's awesome. Stephen, that's awesome too. Gary C, hello. Who else is there? Was it? G'day, John Creasy, hello. Old Iron Shops, hello. So, where do we start? Gosh, bit to cover actually. When I start thinking about it, there's a bit to cover. It's freezing cold here for a start. That's not helping anything. Like it's chilly. For a Queensland, it's chilly. Some parcels. Probably need to start at the beginning. Gosh, let's start with Toolmaking Competition 2020. Hey, Willem. Toolmaking Competition 2020. There's some new videos. I guess everyone saw Go Create's awesome video and the follow-up and sent him lots of money for the drawings, which are well worth the money. They're well made. Excellent set of drawings on that, and enough information in the videos to make one. Everyone needs this tool. Go and check him out. Make sure you send him a fortune. He's got a PayPal address to send money to say thank you for the plans, but they're good plans, so go get them. Even if you never build it, or even build it next year for the toolmaking competition if there is one. Video from Aid's workshop, which I learnt a lot from. Really good competition video from Aid's workshop. I'm making 3 little angle parallels. They're not parallels if they're angles, but you get what I know, what I'm saying. Good video. Did some things with the DRO I didn't know about, so that was pretty awesome. One from Mats Peterson this morning, that came up in today. Really awesome video for a first video. Pretty impressed about that. Go and check that out. Give him some love too. He's one of our regulars here. Video from Bernie. Bernie, oh my gosh, I just looked that up 2 minutes ago, so I had a list. There's another video in the playlist there too anyway. So someone, of course, will Bernie Solo. Go and check out Bernie Solo's channel. That's a really good channel and has been for quite some time. Awesome that he went to trouble of making an entry, so that's great. Good channel, and he should have more subscribers than he does. I don't know why he doesn't. It's a good channel. You start saying radical statements like that, Gary, we're probably going to call you in as a judge. Just saying. Don't tell everyone you've watched them, but you should definitely watch them all. There's some good videos. There's some awesome stuff. So This weekend just gone, right? It's a bit sad, really, and I'm feeling it a bit, and I really am. I was sort of felt a bit crappy about it all, but for the last 3 years, I've been in Rancho Cucamonga in California at the Summer Bash with a lot of good friends and a lot of people that I've got to know pretty well over the years, and a lot of people who really, really are awesome bunch. That metal tips and tricks guy, he's awesome. He's a good photoshopper too, they tell me. But Dale, you've cheered up my weekend, if nothing else. Um, really appreciated the couple of posts that you put up on Instagram and Facebook. And that's made a bit of a difference. But we miss you guys, and I miss being in the States at Summer Bash. And John Creasy says, "Get over me first." That was yeah, I wouldn't have been able to resist that one either. But anyway, thanks, Dale. It's awesome, and thanks for being a good sport. You cheered us all up. Now, there's a Summer Bash video up today from Stan. No way I'm going to do it. I've already spent all my Summer Bash money on tools here, as a lot of you might have noticed. So I'm not travelling anywhere this year. Maybe next year, we'll see. Well, we're laughing with you, Dale. We really are. Because, yeah, it goes both ways. Tom deserves a little bit of laughter as well. But anyway, it was fun. And we really appreciate you being a good sport. Hey, Dennis, another guy. Look at all these fellas here. Old Iron Chops. R. Stephen Lang. Metal Tips and Tricks. Cutting Tool Designer. These are all guys that I would be hanging with this last weekend. And really kind of miss doing that. But anyway, tool making competition is still going on, a bit late too, and I believe the bash is going to go on as well. But support some creators. Go and see what YouTube creators have got out there. Buy a mug or a t-shirt, or buy a Ox Toolco t-shirt, or build something cool mug or something like that. And Stan Zinkowski oven if you're so inclined, and support some creators like that. And we'll have a bash again next year. Anyway, there's no summer bash this year. Oh, there is, but it's in the end of August, and it's in a very, very watered down sort of a state. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, Tommy. Good to see you. Anyway, what happened this week? What happened this week? I ordered a chuck, right? These parcels sort of got opened at work, but that was about it. I had a look inside, and that was about it. What happened is I've got an old chuck, and I made a video about this, but anyway, you can watch it again later. I've got this old chuck, and it's not a bad chuck. It's Polish. It's only got those jaws. There's no other reverse jaws, and it's a bit worn, and it's got a really awful back plate on it that's been extended with a couple of screws and a plate, and the thread in it's terrible, like really terrible. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can a bit there up the top there. It's really terrible thread. Anyway, I thought, well, I need a locking back plate for a chuck, and I need reverse jaws for a job I'm doing, which is the wheels for this tender. So I bought a new one. Craig's Workshop, who doesn't appear to be here. Hey, Greg. G'day, Alistair. The defending champions in the house, or one of them. And Tommy Gunn too is here. That's your end. You live out the sticks, Chris. So, Craig, who isn't here for some reason, is probably asleep. Dale, I want one of those t-shirts. So put a link up somewhere and we'll buy one. Absolutely. I'm on to that. Craig said he'd be here. Haven't seen him. He probably slept in or something. Anyway, he sent up a back plate. He had a piece of cast iron there, and before I could even say, he'd turn around. He sent me a picture of it all machined up to nearly to dimension, and he had it in the mail the next morning, and it was here in a couple of days. So that's awesome. I went ahead and I made a lock collar for it, which I'm not sure even if it's any good. It's fairly soft steel, but it's probably going to do. I made that up to size, which is going to go on the back. And I bought a chuck. What's in the box with the chuck? Let's have a look. Let's have a bit of a... We'll put this aside. I don't know if we'll even get to this parcel. It's not that exciting. I'm messing with you. 3 bolts to mount it up. We've got a set of reverse jaws. We've got a chuck key with a very useful spring on it. As always. I don't think that's a new thing. I think they always had that. I think they removed, as always. Looks like that's all that's in the box. And I've got a new 3-jaw chuck. Look at that. I haven't even cleaned it up or wound it in and out, and it's still oily and greasy. But hopefully that'll go on there nicely on the lathe, and that should be good. This is our local supplier, which is equivalent, I guess, of Shah's, of sort of that sort of style of thing. It's a Chinese one. It's probably not too bad. It has got an oil port in it. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And it looks like all the screws are actually manufactured screws rather than just stamped out crap. But it's probably not a bad little chuck. We'll see. It was very, very cheap. Mancake, good day. How are you, Glenn? Hopefully the lock collar will be all right. But anyway, we'll see. If it's not, we'll make something better. Now, Matt's a pretty tiny chuck, but it's the biggest chuck, the biggest 3-jaw that I really want to put on this lathe, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's a work in progress. I got a heap of video edited up, and I did the Stephen Lang, and my computer restarted halfway through, and I never saved anything, so I kind of back at the start and have to load it all in the program again, and it just didn't happen this last weekend. I'm sorry. It's a Heron Forbes Toolmaster Matic. And the lock collar, Greg, is to stop it unscrewing in reverse. So there we go. Are we all still there? Look, hey, I'm back, I think I'm back. That's awesome. Yeah, modem must have come unplugged because I just looked over and discovered that the light was out, so I went and fixed that. So we're back. Sorry about that. Hate that. I got a stack load of Instagram and Facebook messages saying that there's no feed. So am I back? Now, at Summer Bash, that's what we're getting at Summer Bash 2019. How awesome's that? What an event. What an awesome event. I talked to Clark Easterling about getting me some castings for a Stewart 400 engine, which is kind of looking all right. And I sent a set of castings, and some of them weren't as good as they could have been, and it was probably problems to overcome with the pattern making as much as anything. There were issues with it. But he was crazy busy with a guy named Keith Rucker from vintagemachinery.org. If you don't check him out, you should really go and follow his channel. Making straight edges, and I just laughingly said that, hey, look, I've got to wait my turn. It's all good. And he said, well, Keith said, send Emma a straight edge. So 12 months later to the day, like nearly to the day, sorry, it was my end. Sorry. I got a parcel from Clark. And this is the last parcel. This is the last bits for the Stewart 400 and probably the last castings I'll ever get made for anything. I think I'll just buy kits from now on or make stuff out of bar stock. And this is how you pack a parcel, guys, right? Small flat rate box. Don't ask how much it was to post. I don't know if you can see that. I will sort of... That's what this parcel cost to get to Australia. And it's taken just on 2 months, a bit over 2 months to get here. Right, bit of 1/2 inch pine, which will probably go to Clark for patterns. After I've said that. Gary's got so much information in his head. Thanks for that. What's my day job? Gosh. I'm a watch repair technician. There you go. That's what I'm officially employed as. I'm a NAWCC, MBHI, WOSTEP trained watchmaker. There you go. I don't say that much on live stream, so just disregard that you even heard that, but that's the day job. So this come with lollies because I always send treats to Clark when I send stuff across. And this piece just lifts out of the middle. There's candies, I share them around, but you're all too far away. Sent by pack animals, Chris, that's exactly right. Probably dolphins. So we have one fairly nice cast iron cylinder head. It's pretty amazing, actually, this casting. This is a nice casting, Clark. If you're watching this, it's a very nice casting. And it appears, I just hit it with a file and it appears to be soft as butter. So pretty excited to machine that. That's the cylinder head. The spark plug goes in there, the valves go through here, the manifold goes under here, the rocker goes in there. Pretty excited to machine that. And a fairly nice looking piston that he's got right this time, I think. This is the piston for the engine. Don't know if you can see in there. You probably can't, but it has got ears and stuff in there for, yeah, you probably can't. It's got ears in there for a gudgeon pin and all that sort of stuff. I'm pretty confident about these. These look good. These look really good. The reason that they didn't turn out last time, and I've already had 2 of these, and the reason they didn't turn out last time is that there are issues with pattern making on here. You've got too many sharp corners and you've got too many areas where the metal chills when it flows around, so you end up with hard spots in them. And being on a tiny little casting, the hard spots all the way through. So it's a bit to learn about pattern making, and that was most of my fault, to be honest, that there were issues with it. But Clark was very gracious to do them again, and they're sorted. Now, in this box too, Craig's in the house. G'day, Craig. We already talked about you. You can come in now. Dave's Creations, good to see you too. Friends, welcome. Bring them along too. In this black box too is a couple of castings. This is probably what took the time and cost the money to get here, but it's not a big deal. And one of them's for me, and these are beautiful castings. Like, these are really nice. Really nice castings. They're not very big straight edge. They're pretty chunky. One of them belongs to Bruce Whitten. And I've got to post that off when I can afford, when I've recovered from the postage, to West Australia. I don't know if he'll ever do anything for it, but if you or anyone's around at Bruce's and they check around the back door and see what the doorstop is, they're probably going to find this, because I don't reckon Bruce isn't a straight edge sort of a guy, and he hasn't got enough time. He's just bought this to support Keith, which is awesome. And I've got one too. So this is probably the nicer one. Just looking at these two. This isn't too bad. But this has got a bit of washout here in the corners. Not too bad. But I might hang on to this one. I might send this one to Bruce. That sounds fair. So that's another project. Let's put the box away. There's still more candies in the box. And it's probably a project I wasn't really counting on having, actually, to be honest. Hey, Fridge, you're late too. You were here before. What happened? You sleep in? Anyway, one of these will go to Bruce, and I'll post it off pretty well soon. I've got to send a sign to him too. Needs a little bit of final work, and I might do that this weekend and get that away for him too. Get one of these sent to him, and I might make a bit of effort to machine this up at some point and scrape it, but we'll see. Bruce is always busy. This is probably nearly small enough that I could machine it on the mill. I'm probably going to call in a favour and go and borrow someone's shaper or someone's bigger mill and do it. I think it'll machine pretty nice. Just a matter of bolting it up and machining the bottom and the side. There's plenty of meat in here. So if we do an A-bomb and actually chip the corner out of it, we'll probably be able to rescue it, I think. So don't do that, folks. But this is a really nice straight edge. There's a little one. I think there's a bigger one on the way. Another awesome thing to do with your summer bash money is go and support Keith and get a project like that. There you go. There's a shout out for him because he's an awesome guy. He really is. Nice guy. So that's the parcels today, really. Don't know if there's anything else much come today. I'm still waiting on a couple of things. Adam was pretty cranky when that happened. It was sort of can understand that, but anyway, the corner we could fix that anyway. And I'll try not to make the same mistakes when I do mine. And Bruce at some point may or may not do his. But this is a fairly useful little size for scraping in the sort of work I do. So it will be a useful tool to have. Someone asked if I'm going to do scraping videos. No, is the answer. If you want to see awesome scraping, go and see Matthew Look at Look Creations. Awesome scraper channel. That's all he does. And he's pretty good at stuff. And he does a lot of stunt scraping that no one else would even attempt. And he's pretty practiced at that. And he's got machines to show for it. Or go and see Stefan Gottswinter's scraper videos. They're pretty good. Tom Lipton had a couple of mess around ones. There was a guy named Dale Derry had a pretty good video, who much better teacher than I'll ever be, and his skill level's probably way higher than mine. Go and check out Dale Derry at Metal Tips and Tricks. Nice guy. Probably best not to mention that you want to swap out a Monarch 10 EE for a milling machine, though, if you're going to actually get in touch with him. But anyway, it is a very good video or two that you've got on scraping, Dale, and you should go and check. We should go and check that out if you want to see scraping videos, because he's a much better teacher than I am, for sure. I don't know very much. I just mess around with stuff until it looks pretty flat. And if it's good enough for me, it's probably good enough for anyone here. Oh, Craig, Watchware's Look has the best scraping video. Okay, I haven't watched a lot of Watchware's work. I've watched some of it. How long are they? They're 9 inches, I think. That's the standard answer, isn't it? All you machinist guys. I think that's how big they are. I've never had evidence to suggest that it might be otherwise, so I'll give you that. Keith has done a great job on scraping the planer. It's crazy. That planer is just about 1,000 times better than it ever needs to be, and he'll never ever do any work with it. So anyway, Look Creations. Yes, there's the man. You see, you talk about someone and they just magically turn up. That's awesome. We talked about Dale and he just turned up. We talked about Look Creations and he just turned up. We talked about Craig and he turned up. Corner to corner, I reckon they wouldn't be far out, Chris. I reckon it might nearly fit across. We haven't spoken of Steve Summers yet, but we probably should. We did talk about Stan Sinkowski and Bazi Summer Bash. That's not going to happen, and not until later on. And we talked about the tool making competition. There's some awesome videos there from you guys, and there really is some good ones, and there's some inspiration there if you're really stuck for something to make. But I think Steve Summers is down a footing somewhere with a trowel, actually making a workshop. That's what we were talking about, Matt, as the stunt scraping videos. These aren't very long. They're 9 inches long. They're only tiny. They should be pretty nice cast iron. And one of them's going to Bruce Witham. Don't expect Bruce to do a scraping video either. It's not his style. Someone can buy it at his clearance sale when he finally goes. As John Creasy has been known to say, if we're going to quote him, that the guy who sells all your junk when you're gone will be very, very glad that you bought it. And that's the story with most of my stuff. Link for those iron planks. Vintagemachinery.org is the website. Vintagemachinery.org. That's Keith Rucker's website. Go and check out Keith's channel, and he's probably got a link to them in most videos, I think. But he's got a bigger one, a 12-inch one that's available very soon, I think. But this one was about 12 months before I saw the prototype exactly 12 months to the day ago, nearly, I think, and now they're landed here. Yeah, Mr. Pete will be there for the auction. He's going to keep going. I do not have a knife edge, straight edge to help. That's a very good question, and I don't know. We'll see how we go with that. Yeah, take care. Back to work, Chris. Good to see you. Anyway, so that's what come in the parcel today. These will probably go aside because I really don't need another project. That one and this one will go to Bruce, I imagine, which is the nice one. This is the nice one. This one will go to Bruce because Bruce will never get it finished. And I'm going to put mine aside for a bit. And next project really is to get on and finish this cylinder head. Hang on, why are we not looking at the bench properly? Sorry, guys. Bruce has got thick skin. And I'm on at him nearly every Wednesday night to come and join Livestream, but he's obviously busy by this time of night. And he forgets and stuff, and it's the technology, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, he's old. But he might turn up one day. I've sort of been trying a bit. Gosh, I can't keep up to him. I don't know anyone who can keep up to him. Dale can't keep up to him, and we're young. Like, seriously. Dennis can't keep up to him. No one who's ever met the guy can keep up to him. So we're allowed to say he's old because, yeah, he works harder than anyone I know. So they're the next job. Pretty excited about them. Wheels for that tender over there in the corner pending. This chuck needs to be finished first. So we need to get this on this back plate with this locking collar on the lathe so that we can do the wheels, and probably so we can do this and this. So that's the order of operations here for the next little while. I'm just reading back through the comments. What else is happening, really? What's everyone doing? What amazing things is everyone doing in their workshops? I know Matt Look is scraping things. I don't know if he does anything else nowadays. I think he bought a lathe to make something, but he tends to spend all his time scraping things. Dale's making a belt grinder, which is pretty awesome. Pretty excited to see that when it comes together. Matt is making all the tools he possibly can. That's awesome, Warren. Now you're a grinder hand. Kevin's waiting for the O-rings to arrive for the Cursor. I don't know if you decided what to do with lapping or honing. It's fairly interesting. There's quite a lot on lapping cylinders on Home Model Engine Builder forum. There's some good stuff there. Go and check out Man Cave's dozer. He has a Facebook page. He really should have a channel showing the build of that dozer. It's pretty awesome. Greg's making a blowfly loco, which is a nice little engine, or a big engine. And yeah, Dale got a new lathe. What sort of lathe is it, Dale? Come on, give us the scoop. We want to be first with the information. All I saw was the update. Come on, give us the information. Mark Osborne, line marking pen. I built one recently. It's fairly interesting. I'd like to see what you go, how you're going with that, and some more information, Mark. It's a fairly interesting topic to me. And Gary's going on holidays from 4th of July. That's awesome. Maddie's slowing down. Yeah, right. Stephen Lang says that it looked like pieces of a lathe. It could look like pieces of a lathe, yes. It didn't look like a complete lathe, but it would be very interesting to know what it is. Awesome. That should be better than what you've got. Dale, I know you've never really had an affinity with the lathe that you got, so that's awesome that you're upgrading. It should be interesting. Stephen Lang bought a horizontal mill and he has to get it there, and it's heavier than he thinks. Like all things that are heavier than you think. 16 by 40 is huge. That's a big belt sander you can make with that. Oh, we can provide ideas. Everyone send in drawings of tools that we can send to Matty, please. And then go out to the shop and build something cool. I've been doing my bit. I've been sending him drawings, and I've got more to come. If he wants more drawings, I can send him more stuff. I've got tool drawings. I reckon Dale's forklift will nearly lift that, to be honest. That's where I'm at with it. He might have to stand on the back, but I think it'll be fine. Raymond's building an oven. Dave hasn't been feeling well. That's not good. How can anyone run out of ideas, Wiser says? Yeah, well, that's true. Who runs out of ideas? And seriously, I've got more projects than I had at the beginning of the year, and I've actually completed some stuff. Fridge bought a donkey. That's awesome. Aid's got 2 cracked ribs. That's not so good. That's really bad. Hope we didn't do that on live stream. Matty needs a boring head. Yes, I've been on to him about that. Send Matty all boring head drawings you possibly can. 2 weeks, Dale. 2 weeks to be up and running. Dennis, it's terrible. So, that's pretty awesome, really. Good to see all you guys keeping busy. Chirpy's not real good. He's looking shocking the last video. I sent you some too, Casual Steel. But it's a pretty good idea to have a Dropbox, and it might be fun, actually. Dale, that's like me. There's 3 ways to turn me on. You buy me tools. And buy me more tools. And buy me something different and also a tool. Okay, Dropbox sounds a good plan. We might think about that. I need to build a ball turner too, and I've been thinking about that. There's some good ones that I've seen, but yeah, we'll watch this spot. I'm probably going to buy a little rotary table and make a ball turner out of it. I'm not sure. You totally should subscribe to Look Creation. He's the stunt scraping guru. He does some awesome stuff, and there's a lot of detail there. I'll give you that. If you're looking for someone to show you how to scrape, go and see Matt. I like Max Grant's, Tommy. That's what I was sort of thinking of when I'm thinking of a ball turner, and that's based, I think, loosely on the one that Schobelin had for their lathe, which is a very similar thing, and I really like that design. Take care, Dave. Good to see you. We've probably just about run out of conversation stuff here, but it's awesome that I get to hang with you guys this week in particular, because normally we'd all be at the bash and we'd all be I'd be after the bash, and probably yesterday I would have been at the Miniature Craftsmanship Museum, because I always go on Tuesday after the bash, and then I'll be starting thinking about heading home again. Look, if you know anyone who makes wood tools, get them to enter the competition, because we all like to look. Take care, Matt. Really excellent to see you on live stream. Go check out his channel and subscribe, because it's awesome. Steven's had the lights out. Planer thicknesser or a bandsaw? Is that Tommy? I'm just trying to think what your... Anyway. Pretty excited to get this going, but I've got to cut a thread, and that's a bit scary, so I put it off this last weekend. And I wasn't really feeling particularly excited about doing stuff either. My beach light was out. Okay. Fair enough. Take care, Greg. Good to see you. Thanks for getting up, Dale. It was good to see you. Take care. Keep up the good work. It was awesome to get a giggle out of your post earlier in the week. It was, yeah, made my week. Okay. Casual Steel. This is on my tablet. This is pretty good. Um, it's not bad actually. I would love to set up with a laptop and a GoPro or whatever, or a webcam, but this for now is probably as good as I've got, and it's easy to use. Take care, Go Create. Thanks for awesome TMC video again. Make sure you hit him up and send him a few dollars for those drawings, because it's an awesome tool to make. So go and see Go Create Nigel on either on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Hit him up. Get the drawings out of him. Send him $5 for the fun of it. This goes on here, by the way. Eventually. That's what this casting's for. So pretty excited to get that. And this one goes in here. This oil is pretty good actually. It works. I don't know if we had an update on this since the last video. I've been a bit slack about it because I've been waiting for these two parts to come from Mississippi, and they finally turned up. But this timer here for the spark is on. A patron got in touch with me. Thank you if you're watching this. And said, are you interested in a buzz coil? I know where there might be one. And he sourced one with the help of another YouTuber, which is Everett's Workshop. And that's on its way too, I believe. So we should have an ignition system for this. Hey, Brian. I can't wait to see this running too, and I'm excited now I've got these bits. This head looks pretty good. We'll bolt this on here and we'll put some valve holes in it and a spark plug hole. And some ports and stuff. And we'll machine this up to fit in the bore and make some rings for it and then make a conrod, and it's starting to feel a little bit more finished. Who had plans for sale? Nigel Walton, Go Create Hobby Store, who had his awesome drawings of the floating reamer holder that he made with a couple of other refinements. It's pretty good little tool, I thought. Anyway, take care, Richard. So that's where we're at with that. But there's lots of things to do first. So we probably just need to buckle in and Go Create model. Go Create Hobby. He was here a minute ago. Go Create. I'm scrolling down the chat. It's a fair way back. Can't see it. Go Create on Go Create Hobby Machine Shop. Thanks, Michael. Really appreciate that. He's building a 5-inch gauge line locomotive in true Victorian fashion. It's really a very, very nice build, and it's getting there. It's really looking pretty good. So I've got plenty to do, right? I've got plenty of projects. You should all have plenty of projects too, and you should be able to film one of them at least for the tool making competition. Did I actually mention this live stream that we got some awesome prizes? Tommy Gun Machining has found a set of Supersound hardness tester files, which everyone needs. All you guys need those. Go Create posts on Model Engineers Workshop too. That's exactly right. And there's another one too, I believe, that he posts on. What else? Shadow Dog 500, who's a past winner as well, is really awesome. He has bought a big flash Noga arm, medium-sized Noga arm, but it's got the top and bottom fine adjust, and it's a good one, a magnetic base and arm, and a Mitutoyo 0-inch dial indicator, a good one too. So that's pretty awesome prize. And Stefan Gottswinter in Germany, by way of saying that he feels bad, but he really hasn't got time to enter the competition because I must have that effect on people, has put aside a set of precision ground flat stones, angle ones, which you're not going to get anywhere else. And Stefan doesn't send them outside Europe. So literally awesome prizes. And I'm going to give them to someone. And so far, I say, you guys ought to lift up your game because there's still chances. There's still someone's going to come up with a good video. I'm kidding you. It's going to be a tough field to choose from, but anyway, it's going to be fun. Hey, Stuart. Anyway, people are going to keep coming in. I could go all night, but I'm not going to because I'm running out of stuff. I really appreciate you guys who've made an effort to enter the competition and I mean, you've all tried pretty hard with that 20-minute rule. That's really brought a lot of people undone. I know that. But you did it and made pretty good watchable videos, and that's awesome. I suspect that AIDS Workshop just made a normal video and then fast forwarded 30% to fit it into the space, but we won't judge him for that. Ted can do it. Have another go at it, Ted. Absolutely. There's still time. What have we got? We got 5 weeks left. 5 weeks. There's still time to do it. That's awesome that you guys have done that. You can do a cut down version for the entry. Craig's procrastinating amazingly. He's doing really well with that. It's excellent. I'm glad that things are going so well for you, Craig. Haven't seen anything from Tommy. He's defending champion. 200% aid. I didn't think it was that fast, but it was a very enjoyable video, and I really did enjoy it, actually. It was a good video. I've enjoyed all of them so far. There hasn't been anything that I've sort of had to fast forward. It's really awesome. Not that I fast forward any of your videos at any point. I mean, I'm not that person. But there are people who do. I'm going to say again because I'm running short of things to say. So I'm probably going to say good night. It's awesome to catch up. It's pretty cool to have parcels to unbox. Doesn't happen very often. And I think I've spent all my Summer Bash money now, so I can stop buying up and for another 12 months. And we'll see you all at Summer Bash next year anyway, I hope. I really hope that. Matty, you got 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Nearly 5 weeks to the day. End of June? End of July, Craig. End of June. Is that right, Craig? End of June. End of July. Anyway. End of July. Yeah, you've got to the end of July, so it's 5 weeks. I was hoping I wasn't saying that, but end of July. And take care, everyone. Be kind to each other. Don't stress too much. Don't catch anything. Wear a mask if you go to Summer Bash. And we'll see you all next week. Good night. I'm out.